During the 1990s, at the tail end of professional wrestling's golden age, it seemed like countless big names came in and out of the ring. But unlike everyone before her, there has only been one athlete like Chyna, aka Johnny Laura, who was almost 6 feet tall and weighed more than 200 pounds, performing under the name Chyna from 1997 to 2011. She redefined the role of women in professional wrestling and is held as one of the greatest in the sport. But by the time her term ended, Chyna's legacy was in disarray. She struggled with drug addiction and media spotlight, and her life ended tragically. Johnny Laura was born in 1969 in Rochester, New York. In a biography, If They Only Knew, she described a troubled childhood that included multiple moves, multiple stepfathers, an eating disorder, and sexual abuse by a 7th grade teacher. Johnny Laura persevered, turning to working out in high school and eventually moving on to college. She also claimed in the book that she was raped by 2 men while she was a student at the University of Tampa. After college, she joined the Peace Corps and worked a variety of jobs, including cocktail waitress, 900 operator, and burley dancer. Later, she started entering fitness competitions, regularly coming first. Laura's wrestling career started in 1995, when she started wrestling under the name Johnny Lee. In 1996, after a gig with the WWF, now WWE, Paul Levesque and Michael Hickenbottom, under the stage names Triple H and Shawn Michaels, respectively, reviewed her wrestling tapes and expressed interest in hiring her. According to Laura, after accepting the WCW position, WWF counted and brought her on as a wrestler in 1997 as part of the famed wrestling faction D-Generation X. At the same time, Laura started dating Levesque, aka Triple H, and lived with him until 2000. She competed in Battle Royale style matches, the first for a woman, and worked her way up the ranks, becoming one of the most popular and profitable stars in wrestling, even as men on the circuit resented the idea of a woman beating them. Feeling scared, Chyna eventually became the first and only woman to win the Intercontinental Championship. Chyna claimed that the cause of her breakup with Triple H was because he cheated on her with his eventual wife, Stephanie McMahon, daughter of WWE CEO Vince McMahon, and years later accused him of beating her when she confronted him about his infidelity. Triple H responded in 2015, stating that the false statements and reckless accusations that Johnny Laura, aka Chyna, made regarding physical altercation are completely fabricated. As I've said before, although Johnny has had significant struggles in her life, that doesn't justify making such claims. She later said that WWE faxed her a ticket to say her services would no longer be needed. Chyna wrote in a massive tweet in 2012 that her dismissal from WWE came after she confronted McMahon about his daughter's affair with Triple H. Vince McMahon chose the happiness of his daughter over talent. Chyna went on to say the company lied and made things up about her, which in turn ruined her career. Chyna also mentioned that she was supposed to be cast in the movie Terminator 3 instead of Kristen Loken, but due to what WWE did to her, she lost the role. WWE would later comment that the reason Chyna's dismissal was all due to contract disputes and nothing else. Chyna's mother, Jane Luck, said that her daughter never got over the feelings of betrayal and rejection after learning about Triple H's affair in 2001. She and I discussed it several times, she added, and went on to disclose that Chyna would say, there were some things in her life that really bothered her. The first is that Triple H abandoned her for Stephanie. She never got over that. The World Wrestling Federation changed its name to WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment, taking everything from Johnny Laura. The company owned the rights to her Chyna character, so she was never allowed to use it again anyway. She was dumped without any savings on her name. Then the downward spiral began to kick in. After posing nude in Playboy, Chyna appeared in a homemade sex tape, One Night with Chyna. Chyna repeatedly claimed that she never intended for the tape to be leaked, but this claim was disputed by her former partner, Sean Waltman, who also wrestled in WWF under the name X-Pac. To maintain her celebrity status and lifestyle, Chyna later appeared on several reality television shows, including The Surreal Life and Celebrity Rehab. In 2008, she starred in the poorly received Hollywood film Illegal Aliens with Anna Nicole Smith. Chyna's addiction grew in the opposite direction. In 2010, she overdosed on sleeping pills. In 2012, she moved to Japan and started working as an English teacher, claiming that her reputation in America had been ruined, preventing her from working in the media. This is one of the most unsatisfactory illustrations I've ever seen about what mental illness and drug abuse can do to a person. Jim Rose made a comment concerning Chyna. The saddest thing is that Johnny Laura was a very loving person in her core, a gentle soul. She just couldn't get over her inner demons. Laura's friend, Tony Amu, added of their shared use of meth, a highly dangerous drug. When you get into this, it feels like you're in a time warp. Life doesn't change. You sit there and come up with all these ideas, but never implement them. Chyna admitted in various interviews that she had used drugs, but failed to admit that she was an addict or addicted to drugs. Here's the thing. I'm in Hollywood. I drink, I screw up, I drink coke, said Chyna. It was part of the experiment. When I was with the girls, I did it a little bit. Throughout her career and the rest of her life, Chyna denied using anabolic steroids to improve her physique. In 2011, she told a local magazine that her killer monster body was not chemically enhanced. Steroids were a very dark world. That scares me. I learned that early on. I decided to do things different. I know some people have to, but I don't judge, Chyna said. But I don't want to be a part of that world either. I know I'm ugly, but deep down, I'm a very feminine woman. Steroids are a lifelong choice, but few recover. Side note, it's not a healthy thing to tell yourself that you are ugly. Instead, you should always be your number one cheerleader. Loyal fans would have disputed claims that Chyna was ugly, but she was constantly plagued by insecurity about her appearance. She was more sensitive than anybody I ever knew, said Dennis Hoff, the owner of the notorious Bunny Ranch brothel. I've seen her cry because of the things that were said about her, that she was masculine, that she was a transvestite. They said terrible things about her because she was a bigger girl. She was devastated by this. She was not as strong on the inside as she looked on the outside. Chyna reconnected with reality TV producer and entertainment industry executive Anthony Anzaldo in 2015. Anzaldo soon assumed the role of Chyna's manager and began pursuing the concept of a documentary about the former wrestling star's recovery and comeback. He recruited Angela to film the series and brought Chyna back to the US to film. The story of her recovery never existed. Her addiction to alcohol and prescription drugs was as bad as ever. Boston comedian Rob Portillo, a friend of Chyna's, widely reported that Chyna used Rohypnol, Valium, and Ambien while filming her comeback documentary in 2015. 6 years later, after Chyna's overdose in 2010, she was found dead in her California home. A few days before her death, she posted a video on social media. Although she appeared to be in good spirits, Initial reports suggest that she died of an accidental overdose. Later in 2016, it was revealed that in addition to alcohol, Laura had diazepam, nordazepam, oxycodone, oxymorphone, and temazepam in her system. Although her career and legacy may have been too complicated, Chyna is still one of the most influential wrestlers of all time, and she was eventually inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2019. Many of Chyna's peers have spoken about the experiences working with her, offering a range of opinions on her character and behavior. Some wrestlers praised Chyna for her determination and trailblazing spirit, noting her contributions to the industry as a whole. Others, however, were less complimentary, describing her as a volatile person and unpredictable. The mixed reactions to Chyna underscore the complexities of her persona and the challenges she faced navigating the often cutthroat world of professional wrestling. One of Chyna's former colleagues, Chris Jericho, shared his thoughts on working with her in a candid interview. Jericho commended Chyna for breaking down barriers for women in wrestling and credited her with pushing the boundaries of what was possible in the ring. However, he also revealed that Chyna's behavior could be erratic and challenging to deal with at times, reflecting the struggles she faced behind the scenes. Jericho's insights shed light on the dichotomy of Chyna's legacy as both a trailblazer and a controversial figure. Another wrestling legend, Mick Foley, offered a different perspective on Chyna in his memoir. Foley recounted his interactions with Chyna during their time in WWF, describing her as a multifaceted individual with a complex personality. While Foley admired Chyna's physical abilities and work ethic, he also acknowledged the challenges she grappled with in her personal life. Foley's reflections on Chyna underscore the nuances of her character and the difficulties she faced navigating the pressures of fame and success. Despite the controversies surrounding her, Chyna's impact on the wrestling industry cannot be denied. She shattered stereotypes and paved the way for future generations of female wrestlers to thrive in a male-dominated profession. Chyna's legacy is a testament to her resilience and determination in the face of adversity, inspiring countless individuals to pursue their dreams regardless of the obstacles in their way. While her career was marked by highs and lows, Chyna's enduring influence on the world of professional wrestling remains undeniable. In conclusion, Chyna's story is a complex and multifaceted one, filled with triumphs and tribulations alike. While she faced criticism and challenges throughout her career, Chyna's contributions to the wrestling industry are undeniable. Her legacy as a trailblazer and groundbreaking performer continue to inspire fans and wrestlers alike, demonstrating the power of perseverance in the face of adversity. Despite the downsides and criticisms she faced, Chyna's impact on the world of professional wrestling remains profound and enduring. Thank you for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more videos on the fascinating world of sports and entertainment.